All right, let's talk about carbohydrates and calories. I know you've been waiting for this. So, first of all, back to what I was saying in a previous lesson about all of the different ways to eat. Now, if you are somebody who is following a ketogenic diet, now I just want you to know that ketogenic is not high protein. A lot of people are misinformed about that. That is what we call a carnivore diet. So ketogenic is actually low protein, low carbohydrate, and high fat. So you're getting most of your calories from fat. Now, if you are following this diet, you're going to have great weight loss results in the very beginning, but it is going to catch up with you in the long term. It is not sustainable for long-term health. And the reason being is that you're missing essential nutrients. And some of the side effects that you will start to have are things like hair loss, anxiety, mood swings, depression. So I just want you to pay attention to that. So when it comes to calories and carbohydrates, here is the magic sauce. So on average, a postmenopausal woman should be aiming for her calories to be around 1400 to 1800. Now, if you are a super active woman, you still may need to reduce your calories in order for you to have success in the weight loss department because of all of the things that I've talked about: the insulin, the carbohydrates, the cortisol level. As I did myself, I had to reduce my calories to about 14 or 1500 calories a day, and then I started to see some results. So don't ever go lower than 1200 calories, because then you are actually going to do your metabolism a disservice. It is going to slow down. And then as soon as you start to eat a more regular diet, you're going to gain the weight. So you want to keep between 1400 and 1800. You're going to need to play around with it. I wish I could just say this is the magic sauce for every single woman, but unfortunately I can't, because we have to take into account things like activity level, muscle mass, metabolism. Have you dieted in the past? Because that can have a detrimental effect on your metabolism. Things like water content. Do you drink a lot of water? Is most of your food coming from simple carbohydrates? So all of those things play into why I just can't give you a number and it's going to work for everybody. It's different for every single woman. So the average is 14 to 1800 calories. I would start off at 1800 and then knock it back by 100 calories a day if nothing is shifting. Again, keep in mind everything else I've talked about in these lessons: insulin, carbohydrates, cortisol levels. So that is kind of where you want to start. Now, the magic sauce as far as the carbohydrates are concerned is anywhere from 60 to 80 carbohydrates per day. And I know that's devastating for some of you, especially if you're a fitness professional or if you are used to eating a lot of carbohydrates. You don't have to reduce it that much if you don't have carbohydrate intolerance. So if you're just somebody who's eating too many carbs and you've gained weight because of all these different things that are happening in your body because of the estrogen and stuff, then that's a really simple solution. Just get active and reduce your calories. But for most women, it is an insulin and carbohydrate issue. So start off at 80 grams per day and see how it goes for a couple of weeks. Then you will know if you need to reduce it a little bit more. I don't want you going lower than 60 grams. That is far too low. Your brain fog is going to come back. You're not going to feel good. But here's the thing. That is complex carbohydrates. Okay, so it is quite a bit. I mean, I have a couple servings of oatmeal every single day. And oatmeal is so good for depression. I was somebody who didn't believe in grains. I didn't eat grains for over 20 years, up until this last year when I started to incorporate half a cup of oatmeal first thing in the morning with some flaxseed. And flaxseed is really, really good for your estrogen levels, and I mentioned that in the food list. So having half a cup of oatmeal in the morning after my workout has done me a world of difference. I have snapped out of the depression. I have lots of energy. I feel really good. I don't have brain fog anymore. So these are the simple dietary things, the little tricks that you can use to actually help yourself in a magnificent way. So once again, carbohydrates, 60 to 80 grams, start at 80 grams a day. I'm not a big fan of counting calories and weighing things and checking on the apps and all that stuff. But I do believe that you should have an idea of what that might look like. So you may want to do that for the first couple of weeks just so you can get an idea as to what exactly you are consuming. And you might be shocked. You're probably consuming way more than you actually thought you were. Don't forget to add in any of the stuff that you put into your coffee in the morning or the drinks you're having, the frappuccino that you had during your daytime, right? A little pat of butter that you're putting on your vegetables. All of those things must be added into that caloric calculator. Even salad dressings, all of it. So I want you to literally count everything. And then you'll have a really good idea. So 14 to 1800 calories, 80 down to 60 carbohydrates, and this is per day, and then see how your body reacts going forward. Okay, moving on to the next lesson.